Hey guys, I'm Rob and welcome back to Rob's Model Cars. Well, today I've got a fantastic model review for you guys, and it is the brand new Fronti-art KOENIGSEGG GEMERA, or GEMERA, however you want to pronounce that. But before we get into today's review, this model was sent to me by today's video sponsor, and today's sponsor is Prestige Model Cars. Now, Prestige Model Cars is a enthusiast-based model store run by a collector that is based in Melbourne, Australia, and he stocks only high-end models. So if you're looking for some stunning high-end models from manufacturers like BBR models, MR Collection models, Look Smart models, Fronti-art models, or even CMC models, go and check out his website. Now, as I said, he is a collector, so he takes a lot of care in packaging all the models that are sent out. He's also has his website, www.prestigemodelcars.com, and he's also on Facebook and Instagram. Now, he responds very quick through his website and Instagram, but I'll put all the links to those pages in the description of this video. Now, for a special deal for Rob's Model Cars viewers, he's actually set up a discount code for any models you want to buy off his website for this whole month of December 2020. So he's going to give you a $50 discount on any model purchased off his web store. So definitely go and check out his website. Now, the discount code is RMC50. So when you get to checkout, type in RMC50 and you will get a $50 discount off your purchase. So hey, that's a really generous offer from today's sponsor, so definitely go and check out his website and see what models you want to pick up, because he's got some really beautiful models on his website. So big thank you to Prestige Model Cars today for sending me this model to review. Okay, so let's get into today's model review. So as I said, this is the brand new Fronti-art KOENIGSEGG GEMERA, or GEMERA, however you want to pronounce that. Now, I've been eagerly anticipating this model. I usually don't collect four-seater models, but this is the world's first four-seater hypercar from KOENIGSEGG, 1700 horsepower, just bonkers. So we've reviewed Fronti-art models before. This one comes in a like carbon fiber look textured box, obviously Fronti-art branding, some on the back, and a little label on the end, what models is inside, and a little sticker here letting you know that this one came from Prestige Model Cars. Now, I'll just sit this one down because the lid's quite tight on this model. Now, the model does come with a plexiglass display case, and the model does come standard on a carbon fiber base. So this is what was revealed at the sort of semi-open Geneva Motor Show earlier this year, and this is the stunning new KOENIGSEGG GEMERA. Now, this is in the launch spec of the iron grey. I think they classify this as iron. Yeah, they've classified this one as iron grey, and this has the bright yellow interior. So this looks absolutely awesome. There's some really nice little details on this model. So what we'll do, we'll get it out, we'll put it on the turntable, and we'll have a closer look at this brand new Fronti-art KOENIGSEGG GEMERA. Okay, so here we have the stunning new KOENIGSEGG GEMERA. Now, Fronti-art's done a pretty good job on this model. Now, this is a sealed resin model, but it is has quite a lot of detail in it to see, especially being that it is a four-seater and it has a lot of glass windows on the side, as well as a massive big glass center panel in the roof. You can really see the interior detail. Quite a bit of engine detail to see as well, but overall, yeah, pretty cool model. So let's start with the base. So these do come on a carbon fiber base. They do have a little nameplate at the front here, KOENIGSEGG GEMERA, and these are limited to 399 pieces. This one is number 70. Now, one thing I get asked all the time, can you remove the model from the base? Yes, you can, and the great thing about these Fronti-art models is they have a removable panel which shows the screw holes. So 10 out of 10 for Fronti-art for doing these style of bases, because no one wants to destroy the base on a high-end resin model just to unscrew it. So really good with the base. Now let's talk about the actual model. Now overall the paint is really lovely on this model. It is iron grey is the colour that they call it, and it's set off by the carbon wheels, yellow detailing and the yellow interior. But the actual paint finish on the model is really very good. Super glossy, no defects anywhere in the paint, and the application is nice and smooth, so really quite well done. Now let's talk about some of the details, because it's got a lot of carbon fibre on this model. The little front splitters are carbon fibre. It does have a big piece of real open mesh in the front, what appears to be a little tow hook on this side, and you can see some blanking panels in behind, some radiators. Now it's got a beautiful little photo etched KOENIGSEGG emblem on the hood, and they've done a pretty good job on the headlights as well. They look like the real car, so pretty happy with those. There are a couple of vents in the top of the hood, and these have some pieces of solid mesh inside, which does not detract. Now one feature of this GEMERA is the actual body line join here. After watching Christian talk about the car, they've actually made it like this, so if any of these cars ever get any crash damage, they can just replace either one side or the other, hence why they've put a join through the front and the rear of the bodywork. So that's quite an interesting fact about what they're trying to do with these cars. Now there's also a little side vent here. This has a little piece of solid mesh in it as well. If we move around to this side, we've got these reverse vents here. Now again, these have a little piece of solid mesh in there. One thing that's pretty cool on this model is that we don't have rear or side mirrors. We've actually got little camera pods. So these are finished in gloss black, and they've got little camera lenses in the end. So really nice job on those ones. Also heard some countries do not have these legalized, so you may see some GEMERAs driving around with conventional side mirrors, but the model here, as debuted, has the little side cameras, which is really cool. Now it does have a big piece of open mesh in the side grille here. You can see a little blanking panel radiator panel in behind there. Does have a lovely carbon fibre side skirt or sill on the bottom here, which is really nice. And if we move around to the back of the car, really nice job on the tail lights. You can probably see them better from this angle. They have a nice definition inside the tail light. Almost like a ducktail spoiler on this GEMERA as well, which is pretty cool. Again, you've got the bodywork join through the center of the spoiler and down through the middle, and of course you've got a lot of open mesh in the back, and you've got a large carbon fiber rear diffuser as well. Now one thing I've criticised Fronti-art about in the past was their hydro dipping method for their carbon fibre, which gave it a little bit of a wave. Now we've got a similar little feature through this carbon panel at the back here. It does have a little bit of waviness to it, but the saving grace is that it's such a fine scale carbon fibre that it's not too noticeable when the model is sitting on the shelf. You can see it now because I'm pointing it out, but it's really not too bad, so I don't have too much of an issue with it. There is some more mesh here underneath the ducktail spoiler, and of course the KOENIGSEGG emblems and number plates. So overall I think no exhaust to be seen under here. They're on the top, so it's not missing any exhaust, but we'll get to those. Now if we have a look over on the top, here are the exhaust tips. So the exhaust tips are either side of the engine glass, which looks really cool. This is all surrounded by carbon fibre as well. This is center matched, and you've got some good engine detail in there as well. As I mentioned at the start, you've got this big window panel in the roof of the model, which gives you an excellent view of the interior. So I think that's most of the little details. Oh, we've got actually maybe a fuel flap or a charging port this side, and a fuel flap or charging point on this side. Not sure which order they're in, but that's pretty much most of the details. Did I mention that the windows are super clear on this model? Really high quality plastics are used on these high-end resin models for the windows. Really good clarity and no distortion. The windscreen wiper is actually plastic, but it's molded quite nice with the appropriate details in there, so that looks quite good. I think that's about it for the exterior of the model. Now, Fronti-art always do a great job on wheels, and these ones are no exception. So if you have a look at these ones, these are the full carbon fiber wrapped multi-spoke, I guess these are hollow core carbon as well. Quite a large diameter. I think they're 21s on the front and 22s on the back. Nice job on the ceramic brake rotors, and you've got the big yellow Koenigsegg brake calipers in there as well. And of course, Koenigsegg's tyre supplier Michelin is providing the tyres on this model, and you've got your Michelin tyre branding and yellow stripes. So that's the same front and rear. Really quite a large wheel on the back of this model. I'm pretty sure it's a 22-inch. So they've done a great job on that, and I think the stance looks really good on this model as well. So absolutely loving the exterior details on this GEMERA, and let's move on to the engine. So if you have a bit of a look through this rear engine glass, you can see the 3-cylinder engine inside there. There's quite a bit of detail on the top of the engine with some Koenigsegg branding, and that cross brace inside is in a carbon fiber finish also. So quite a bit of detail there, and of course you can see the exhaust outlets either side of the engine glass. So that's a pretty cool feature on this car. So other than that, not too much else to see as far as the engine compartment goes. Now, the interior on this car looks absolutely fantastic in this bright yellow and black combination, but let's start with the dashboard. So the dashboard does have a carbon fiber decal or texture all over the whole top of the dashboard. The door trims are a combination of black and yellow with some quilting pattern in there. That's front and rear. The steering wheel is quite nicely detailed also. Hopefully you can see in here. The steering wheel has some nice details on it. A little bit of yellow coloration on the steering wheel also. And you've got a nice little instrument dash in behind the steering wheel. Of course, this has the big central screen also in the center of the dashboard. And there's also one of those in the back. Now you do have a nice combination of yellow and black in the seats also. Maybe you can see it that way. They look absolutely fantastic, those big bucket seats, and you've got your photo etched and cloth seat belts hanging either side as well. So that continues through the quilting pattern through the door trims, and you've got the sort of yellow panel blocks down the center of the seats as well. So really cool feature. Maybe you can see through the top here, you can see that center console and that big front mounted screen in the center console, which is really cool. And there's also one in the back for the back passengers as well. In between the two front seats, you've got another huge big screen there. So hopefully there's not too much glare there and you can see. And the same goes for the back. Very luxurious compartment in this 4-seater hypercar. Same treatment on the seats in the rear as the front seats, and of course you've got the cloth seat belts hanging in the back as well. So not forgetting, you've got some cup holders in there as well and some other details. So yeah, hopefully you can see all those details through that roof panel. But it really does have some beautiful interior details in this model, and as I said, the yellow really stands out against the iron grey. So overall, I think Fronti-art has done a fantastic job on this new Koenigsegg GEMERA. As I said, not something I would usually collect 4-seater cars, because I mainly just collect, you know, 2-door sports cars or supercars, hypercars. So look, if I'm going to give this one a Rob score out of 10, just for its uniqueness, build quality and level of details inside, I'm going to give this one an 8 out of 10. Obviously an opening model would be nice, but the price would be double of what this is. Maybe AutoArt might make an opening version of this model, but it's probably years away, and it'll be made of plastic and full of textured carbon fiber. So for now, I'm really happy with this high-end resin version from Fronti-art. So if you're a Koenigsegg fan, go and get yourself one of these. Prestige Model Cars still has some of these on his website for sale. So if you want to grab one of these, go and check out his website. Links in the description of the video. So, one thing I did not mention at the start of the video, it does come with a certificate of authenticity as well. So sorry, I had that sitting on the side and I was too excited to show you this car. I forgot to tell you about the COA. But yeah, that's going to wrap up today's video. So I hope you enjoyed it. But until next time, thanks for watching Rob's Model Cars.
Thank you.